Meta is the company everyone loves to hate recently.
Now he's getting dragged on the internet for how ugly the graphics of this game are.
I'm impressed with how awful this actually looks.
Forbes asking, does Mark Zuckerberg not understand how bad his metaverse is?
According to Business Insider, Meta has already spent $15 billion on its Metaverse project. To put that in perspective, it would cost less to buy both the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots, which are the two most valuable sports teams in the entire world. The losses total more than the entire GDP of some small countries, such as Jamaica and Armenia. $15 billion could pay the salaries of 230,450 teachers for 1 year. The question on everyone's mind is, what is Zuckerberg thinking? Everyone is calling Mark Zuckerberg crazy right now, but it's my prediction that they're going to be calling Zuckerberg an idiot until they're calling him a genius. There's a reason Zuckerberg is spending so much money on the metaverse. And to understand Mark Zuckerberg's thought process, you have to understand a man named Peter Thiel and his business philosophy, which he wrote about in his book, 0 to 1. Peter Thiel was the first outside investor into Facebook, investing $500,000 when it was a scrappy little startup. Peter Thiel was on the board of directors at Facebook until early 2022. He's been a close advisor to Mark Zuckerberg for decades. Mark Zuckerberg had this to say about 0 to 1, Peter Thiel's book. The book delivers completely new and refreshing ideas on how to create value in the world. The book is also recommended by Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Mark Andreessen, and many others. Peter Thiel's business philosophy, found in 0 to 1, can be summed up like this. As a business, you should be aiming for monopoly. Competition is bad for business. In an industry with a lot of competition, all the profits are competed away. Nobody makes any money. Some highly competitive industries include the airline market. Even though it's worth hundreds of billions of dollars a year in revenue, all the profits are competed away, so nobody makes any money. Monopolies like Google, on the other hand, was only making about $50 billion at the time Peter Thiel wrote his book, but Google was actually more valuable than the entire US airline industry combined. The reason was Google made tons of profits because they essentially have no competitors. They're so good at what they do, search, that nobody can compete with them. And so they just make tons and tons of money. The other big business philosophy found in 0 to 1 is that your goal should be to create something completely new. The easiest way to create a monopoly business is to create something completely new. If you create something completely new, you by default own a monopoly. And it's okay if your market is small to begin with. It's actually good if the market is small starting out because nobody will want to compete with you. They'll all think you're stupid, they'll laugh at you, and they'll ignore you until you're an unstoppable force. An example of this is Airbnb. Everyone thought it was a stupid idea. Nobody wanted to invest in them starting out. Who would ever rent a room in their house to a complete stranger? Nobody would do that. That's just crazy. Another example is Uber. Who would hire a complete stranger to take them somewhere? That's just too scary. It's a stupid idea. Nobody would do it. These are more examples of startups everyone thought was stupid at first, but turned into enormous companies. I believe Mark Zuckerberg is thinking that he has the opportunity to create one of the most valuable monopolies ever. The metaverse really could be the next internet. It could be that huge. Billions of people could be using the metaverse on a daily basis. Mark Zuckerberg is thinking, I have the opportunity to own the entire internet. How could you even put a price tag on the internet? That could be worth $100 trillion one day. And even if it didn't get that big, let's break down some numbers. Meta has stated that they have 3.65 billion people using at least one of their core products: Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, or Messenger. Meta has gotten very good at getting billions of people to use their product. Would it be possible to reach 100 million active users of their metaverse products? They've already reached almost 4 billion. 100 million active users is not a big stretch. If they could just get 100 million active users using one of their metaverse products, and each user was only worth $100 a year in revenue, that's $10 billion a year in revenue. That's already more than enough revenue to be on the Fortune 500 list. And that's just with 100 million active users. Meta believes it can reach 1 billion or more active users. If they could reach 1 billion active users and can figure out how to generate at least $100 a year from those users, that's $100 billion a year in revenue. On the stock exchange, that could be valued at $2 trillion. When you think of it that way, the $15 billion they've spent so far really isn't that much, when the potential is to add over $1 trillion in value to Meta. So is Meta doomed to fail? I really don't think so. I personally don't like the metaverse. I don't want people to use it. I think it is bad for humanity. But I do believe there are going to be a large enough percentage of people in the world using the metaverse that it'll turn Meta into $1 trillion company one day. And it may even turn it into a $10 trillion or more company one day. We'll have to wait and see. Please let me know in the comments below. Did you like this video? Would you like me to make more like this? If you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.